Hi, I'm Brett Hickey, founder and CEO of Starmount Capital, here today on behalf of Harvard alumni entrepreneurs. Excited to be here with Lindsay Jurist-Rosner, who is the founder and CEO of Wellthy, which you're soon going to learn a lot about, a very exciting and innovative business. And we're here today to talk to business owners and entrepreneurs about how to scale, build their businesses, how to think about financing their growth and strategic partners, and ultimately, as part of the HBS Alumni Network, we love to share our experiences and stories so that hopefully fewer people can learn on their own 2 feet and have to learn from each other as much as possible. And so with that, Lindsay, tell us a little bit about your background and then this exciting business that you built.
Sure, happy to. So my background, my professional background's in media and advertising and marketing and business as well. So I'm HBS, class of 2009. I started a business in healthcare, and on my resume I don't actually have any prior healthcare experience. So all of my healthcare experience was through my personal life. I got involved in my mom's care when I was a kid, and she got diagnosed with primary progressive multiple sclerosis when I was 9. And so for 28 years I was intimately involved in her care from this family caregiver perspective in what was for me the single hardest and loneliest, most stressful thing that I had ever done, and just became personally compelled to create a better healthcare experience for families like mine and yours and others out there. So that's what we've done with Wellthy. The mission of the business at Wellthy is that we've set out to help the 66 million Americans who take care of aging, chronically ill, or disabled loved ones.
That's great. And we'll want to find out a little bit more about your business. Maybe give us one or two more data points. So what are some of the main, as we think about building a business, some of the challenges that you're trying to solve with Wellthy? One of them, of course, is to create a better experience for people. Tell us a little bit more about what kind of experiences you can help improve for your clients.
Sure. So our solution is a software-enabled service. So it is human and tech. We feel strongly that both are required for delivering this better experience for families. And the idea is, the analogy I give is it's almost the same way you might work with a financial advisor. So Wellthy's care coordinator becomes your family's partner, sort of like your personal healthcare project manager. So we're getting to know the family's goals, situation, needs, setting up a plan, and getting things done. So we're doing everything from finding the right in-home aid, handling a move into a facility, finding providers, scheduling appointments, arranging transportation, refilling prescriptions, finding the right insurance option, whether it's Medicare, Medicaid, or veterans benefits, and so much more. And then the tech platform powers the service experience. So we deliver an exceptional experience for families consistently and at scale across the country. And to your point, the problem we solve is decidedly for families, but one of the things we've recognized is that employers are actually struggling quite a bit with, and these are just our country's demographics, right? Massive aging population, more and more children getting diagnosed with special needs. And so the impact is that there are all of these workers, it's 1 in 5 in any given working population, that are struggling with caregiving duties. And these are folks who will take a leave of absence, miss work, quit their job. And so we've identified that employers actually care a lot about this topic and are starting to look for ways to support employees. And so we've started selling into and partnering with employers, and we're an employee benefit at top companies like Salesforce and News Corp and Hearst and Accenture and big name companies that provide our support, our service to their employees for free.
And it's in their best interest because they want their employees to be productive. And elder care or child care is a reality for all of us, and the complexity of that world is tremendous, isn't it?
It's tremendous. And you know, we become a caregiver overnight. Nobody is expecting it or prepared, and you're making very critical family care decisions and family financial decisions almost entirely on your own. And it's just sort of a crazy way that we do things today. So we're changing that.
Well, I'm excited to see Wellthy continue to build. And,
Thank you.
And now let's, from a lot of the learning lessons you've had. Let's
Yeah.
drill down on a couple learning lessons. One, from an operational perspective, I would love to get any thoughts about if there's any kind of lesson or example you can give people that you now, some of the ways that you operate your business, saying, here are some of the things that are important to me as a CEO in building my business. And then a second thing is around financing. So as you've financed your growth, you've raised approximately $10 million now to help grow your business, which is great. And I'm sure it didn't just happen overnight. I'm sure it took a lot of time and effort and focus, and people really expected results despite a great business that's solving problems for the world on all of our behalfs. It's great. People also want a financial return.
Sure.
So give us some learnings you've had as a business owner, and then also from a financing perspective that you think can help share with others.
Sure. So 2 learnings as an operator. One is just it's kind of unique and really special to be part of building a mission-driven enterprise. And I don't think early on we anticipated kind of what that would mean. And it means all sorts of things. I mean, on the one hand, it means, we don't have to focus as much on building culture or sort of defining our culture. The mission-driven piece of it sort of helps to kind of set us on the right path. We're also able to attract really great talent because there are talented individuals who really attach to our mission and want to be part of helping people. And the second part, so the mission-driven piece is, and I think it's kind of a timely moment. Millennials are talking more about wanting to be part of mission-driven companies. The second point is on the sort of operational side, which is, I think that sometimes Silicon Valley companies are, driven to grow as fast as possible at all costs. And one of the things we decided very early on is that families were trusting us with very personal, deeply intimate things, and really entrusting us with their family's well-being, and we couldn't take that lightly. And so, we put a lot of time and energy and effort into developing this incredibly high-quality experience for families, and almost sort of pulled back on early growth until we felt really ready for it. And so, that's a strategic decision that I think most entrepreneurs would not have felt comfortable making, but we just felt like
it's hard to turn down growth, isn't it?
It's hard to, and we couldn't screw it up, right? Like we didn't want to try to sign on an employer that we couldn't actually handle before we were ready. And so those were just kind of 2 kind of counterintuitive things I've learned. In terms of financing the business, one of the things that we've done is tried to surround ourselves with investors who are very similarly mission driven. And so they are somehow connected to what we're trying to do, or the longer term goal. So we have some investors who have an entire thesis around companies that support the aging population, and so they're very oriented toward that. Our largest investor is actually a strategic investor, and they were our first corporate client. And so being able to have them as a really invested partner in multiple ways has been very powerful for us. But yeah, one of the things we'll find out next year is we'll probably move forward with raising our Series B and getting some new investors involved, and so that'll be an exciting process as well.
Yeah, and I think a couple of really good takeaways from that we look at Starmount about 1,000 businesses a year and invest in around 20 of them. And as we look back over time, for the roughly 20 years I've been doing this and the data we look through, prudent growth, which I would characterize what you've done.
Well, I like prudent growth, yeah.
Yeah, it's prudent how you grow, and that gives a much higher probability of end success. So really rapid growth might work out well, but it's going to be higher risk. And so I think that business owners need to think about that and recognize, if you can have a little more patience but have a more high probability outcome, that may be a strategy I certainly would advocate for, but certainly to be at least mindful of what people are doing. Two, from a mission standpoint, I think that's right. I think everybody in today's day and age says, who am I? What do I stand for? What am I supporting? And finding a business model that is actually going to make a difference in society and the world, I think is is a great attribute that can not only drive strong financial returns, but maybe even better. As you say, it's helping you attract high quality customers, investors, employees, making people more passionate about your business, so it's not at a financial cost, it might actually be a financial benefit.
That's right.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you, Lindsay, for sharing. Hopefully some of those words are strong. And maybe let's ask one other thing.
Sure.
What is a challenge that you've had that you think is worth sharing with people that in hindsight you wish you could have thought about a little bit differently?
Yeah, I think the fundraise process, raising money is hard, however you cut it. And I think one of the things that I've learned, or the challenges I've faced, is, looking around at peers who were raising money from, raising big rounds from big name investors, and feeling almost, comparing our progress to theirs and feeling like maybe we should be doing the same. And it's been interesting to now go back and talk to some of those fellow founders and hear their experience with this. Raising a lot of money also comes with a lot of pressure, and from certain VCs, it comes with a lot of involvement and people breathing down your neck and other things like that. And so one of the things that I think we've done, for better or worse, is we've managed to find really supportive investors who are patient and excited and want to help. And we get a lot of pressure as well, but it's sort of healthy pressure and a healthy relationship. And so my struggles to fundraise ended us up in the right place where we were meant to be. And so everybody's on a different path for fundraising. I think that's the conversation tonight. There's no right path, and it's sort of unique to every business, I think.
Yeah. I think that's phenomenal advice as we get older and more mature in life, realizing that it's not about comparing to others. It's easy. We manage at Starbound just over $1 billion, and in some ways that's a lot of money compared to other folks on Wall Street. That's a tiny amount of money, right? Depends what spectrum. It's easy to feel like you should have more, but more doesn't mean better.
That's right.
More revenue doesn't necessarily mean a better business. Raising more money doesn't necessarily mean a better business. And so really thinking about what's your business plan, building conviction around your own business plan, which is unique from other business plans. Well, hopefully that's good learnings for others. Pick your path, come up with your strategy, and execute against it, and it'll probably take a lot of hard work, right?
A lot, yeah,
well,
definitely.
We wish you great success.
Thanks, Brett.
And you can learn more about Wellthy here. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Cheers.